Is this enough to keep Wales voting Labour? Is Cardiff Bay happy? Is this a working class budget? Enough to save Starmer?
Everyone to stay at home.
Is this enough to save Labour?
I'm sorry. Do it again. Go on. Yes. On the Bradford stuff, what is she doing? She's speaking to ordinary people. Yeah, all right. So is it just a throw? So just a throw. And I think the focus is on what do people want? It's our business correspondent. Assessing what people want. What people want from the budget, yeah. People all morning. So it's not just Joe Public, it's sort of opinion formers in Bradford and that sort of stuff. She's done a bit of that and a bit of, I think she's out and about somewhere. She's done a bit of you sort of personal. No, I'm just doing that actually.
Are you making the middle classes pay? Is this a budget for voters or MPs? Is the cabinet behind this?
I can't see them as yet, but yes, I've had a quick look at them. Yep. Yeah, talking. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. What's that? Yeah. Okay.
Are you shouting at that?
Right.
What are you shouting? Is it make or break? Nice alliterative vibes there. See what you do. Nice.
Morning, sir.
This is a working class budget.
Won't be long to wait now.
Do you want Andy in for the first one?
Yeah.
Go around this way.
Is this a budget for MPs or voters?
Do you want me to put this one? No. Yes, please. Oh, I see. Okay.
Will this budget save Starmer? Are you making the middle classes pay?
Very well, thank you. George? Yeah. You that in my back? Is that your back there? Yeah, that's the one.
Is the welfare bill being cut? You make the middle classes pay for this?
Line from down the street, I'm Christian Fraser. We just have a quick run through. Line from down the street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is... Who's on auto cue?
Right.
Well, that's the first question.
Our energy bill is going to get cut. Middle class is paying for this.
Can we just check that this was right, Naomi, are you just scroll up now? Yeah. Works. Yeah. Hi, yeah, can you just have a quick run through, make sure this all works. Okay.
Yeah, I'll talk
Life
about
is down the street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is
the economy.
The cabinet meeting is underway here in Downing Street ahead of Rachel. That's a bit slow.
Yeah, I will talk at this level, maybe this level if I get to speak.
The cabinet meeting is underway here in... Yep.
So stop it.
It's got to mix it. We're mixing it here. Alright, yeah, they were just testing guest line. Okay. Okay. How are you guys? Live from Venice. Alright. Live from Downing Street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is BBC News. The cabinet meeting is underway here in Downing Street ahead of Rachel Reeves' budget announcement this afternoon, in which she will lay out their tax and spending plans to Parliament. We will have special coverage. Chancellor says she will make fair and necessary choices to ease the cost of living, but will it be enough to ease the concerns of the markets? It's a bit slow for me. Just scroll a bit quicker. Can't get Lewis. Yeah. All right, okay. Live from Downing Street, I'm Christian Fraser. This is BBC News. The Cabinet meeting is underway here in Downing Street ahead of Rachel Reeves' budget announcement this afternoon, in which she will lay out her tax and spending plans to Parliament. We will have special coverage. The Chancellor says she will make fair and necessary choices to ease the cost of living. But will it be enough to ease the concerns of the markets? Number 11. Very good morning. It is budget day. We are in Downing Street, outside number 11, where in just a few hours' time, the Chancellor Rachel Reeves will emerge and reveal to us the famous red box and the budget she hopes will shore up her position and that of the embattled Prime Minister. It is a cold, frosty morning here in London. The Cabinet Secretaries are just together in number 10 to hear what the budget will mean for each of their departments. And it does feel as if we've been through quite a few iterations of this budget already. There was the total rise in income tax and then the rapid retreat from it. This week we've been trying for a whole smallest of smaller tax rises to fill a £30 billion fiscal hole. Now, at the last budget, Rachel Reeves gave herself just a sliver of headroom, which always increases the risk that the Chancellor will be blown off course. And behind it all lies the central problem that the UK faces: weak growth, high spending, and in recent years some overly optimistic forecasting from the OBR. There will be a downgrade, we're told today, in the productivity forecast. This week, she asked the fractious left of the party to be patient and to back the whole package, not cherry-pick the parts that they like best. The question now is whether she can deliver something credible enough for the markets and reassuring enough for our own bank pensions. With me in Downing Street to guide us through the day, Nick and Andy Vertex. Welcome to you both. Jeff, Mr. Chancellor, is in.
I mean, it's make or break in the sense that if she gets this right, she might buy herself and the Prime Minister a bit more instead of the ship. How many times have we seen big questions about her future, about the Prime Minister's future, over unforced errors? A lot of MPs extremely unhappy with what's been going on behind both of these doors over the last few weeks. Is it the case that if this goes badly wrong, the Chancellor's done? Probably not immediately, in the sense that there isn't an obvious mechanism by which the Labour Party will start to change things. But be under no illusion, politically, this is a huge, huge moment for this country. Being on the back view, we've struggled to set a narrative of what it wants to do with power. day will be the 10th of June. We'll get a lot of the detail in there just now. I'm sure Rachel Reeves is giving them her pitch for why this is the budget that we need to deliver. She's been doing that all week actually. On Monday when she was speaking to backbench Labour MPs, telling them that this was going to be a budget that was difficult but necessary. I think that probably gives us a sense of where we're going to be this afternoon. There's going to be some stuff in there that's really unpopular. There's got a lot of criticism over the next 24 or 48 hours. But it feels, Christian, that when you look at what we know is in there and what we think is in there and what might be in there, it feels like a budget that is aimed at Rachel Reeves' party. It's going to matter how this goes down. The markets, of course, it's going to matter how this goes down. The business world is facing pretty unhappy for what we've heard so far. When you look at things like scrapping the changeable cap, when you look at some of the tax rises that are coming, when you look at the mansion tax reform that is taking, when you look at the promise not to be spending more cash for the NHS, more money to tackle the cost of living. That's the sort of stuff the Labour MPs will chew your ear off about. So I think a lot of them by tonight might be pretty happy. As ever, we're working on the previews, which are designed to set the agenda for number 11. Devil to use the cliche in the meeting.
Andy, look, I mean, all governments.
Well, Rachel Reeves has urged them to do that. It's a couple of hours until she emerges from number 11 with her red box. She will be aware that there is talk in Westminster about the future of her and of Keir Starmer, whether they can go the distance, given that the change they promised in the election has been slow to materialise. They face threats from the left and from the right. She knows this budget has to land well with Labour MPs, with the market. She's promised no return to austerity, but no borrowing spree either. And of course, with the public, this government is looking pretty unpopular, according to opinion polls. She says it will be a Labour budget to help those with the lowest incomes, so expect a centrepiece to be a rise in the national living wage to £12.71 an hour, putting about £1,000 into the pockets of people on those lowest incomes. And Labour MPs also likely get something they can push for, which is the lifting of a two-child cap on benefits. So how will it be paid for is of course the big question that we're expecting. Not one big lever to raise £7 or £8 billion. With income tax, they dropped that idea upon the range of tax rises. We expect people with high value homes, savers, certainly cost savings for their pensions. So there's a question about how it will all go down, when to buy the government any time, any goodwill
Well, maybe
to get
offering you some
through what we
sweetness
know
round
will
the
be
front, like cheaper energy.
Thank you, I'll see you at 10.
Or just yeah, I mean, a couple of points there, Christian. What it looks at.
Thank you. You don't need to tell us.
Just to balance money coming out with money going in.
I'm going to go back to 10.
Actually, there have been only 5 times since 1971
10:45, 11, 11.
and over the last 125 years, only 14 times in those 125 years
Yep.
the budget has been surplus. Is that a bad thing? Not necessarily, because
with
in
no,
most of those
I'm
years we've had much higher economic growth than in the last 15 when we
Good luck,
concentrated
then.
so hard on austerity.
Brilliant.
The Chancellor's job is not just to be a steward of the public finances.
How is your analysis that it's not that problem holding up,
When
eh?
the government's in that means that's
Is there a U-turn in the
vice
offering?
versa. So when the government's in surplus, that's not necessarily a good thing for households and firms. So on the one hand, people want the public finances.
Yep, see fine.
She'll want to reassure the markets. She doesn't want the bond markets to take fright like she did later in
You've got all the gear, you've got all the
But it's not. It's a bit of a false dichotomy to say if you depart at all from your self-imposed fiscal targets, then the markets are going to sell off. They've changed those targets.
I'll be back at 10, technically if you want to coffee.
What are they?
Sure.
This is just a big fact. The government says in 2 years' time,
we want to be spending less than we're getting in on day-to-day stuff like benefits and civil servant salaries. Okay, so that's been a promise now since around about 99%. The number of times that promise has actually been met, once, 2000, 2001. That's right, exactly. So you've got and what use is it to have somebody give you a forecast 3 years from now, which is very likely not to come true? So just to give you one example. Well, there is an argument about that. We have a situation where the OBR, which has been there since 2010, before 2010, everything hangs on its forecast. And there's a question here as to whether the forecast is dragging the economic growth. So, the reason it starts to work out what's going to happen to the public finances when we take the various actions. But to start with a forecast 3 years from now, work backwards, and then set your policy based on that, a lot of people are now questioning whether that's a sensible framework. How's that really in a much longer time? So what's with net zero, for example? You never found any project things that you naturally associate with a voter. We're really general about it. Decent salary, yes, you'll be paying more tax. We were just talking about. Maybe if you've got an electric car, you're going to be paying a bit more tax because there's going to be a charge per mile if you've got one of them. And one of the really interesting things that's perhaps a bit misunderstood about this budget is when you speak to MPs from both sides, particularly Labour MPs, they think that scrapping the two-child policy is the right thing to do. They don't think it's popular. And polling actually suggests it's really unpopular with a lot of people who might actually be Labour voters. So there's a thought in this that's going to be really complicated. And I suppose the ultimate test over the next few days, when people at home sit down and use the budget calculators or figure out all the things that are going to matter to them, is do they feel, one, really better off, and two, do they think it's fair? Because a lot of people, I suspect, will be prepared to pay a bit more tax if they think it's competitive. The danger for the government is that with the smorgasbord of taxes that people can slowly realise that they're paying a bit more, and with the spending already set out, they don't feel like they've seen the benefits.
Well, our special coverage will begin around 11:15, just ahead of the chance of finding out watching on BBC News. So it's going to look a little bit like here's that correspondent. Okay. What's next? Can we just start? Sorry, say that again.
The director just needs to tell us what shots.
Right. Could you let us know what shots you would like? Because the camera crew, we have 3 cameras here, so they just need a bit more direction. 1 is on me, and 2 is pointing that way. Right, did you hear this thing about the cameras? You did? Yeah, news package 54 is on this package, sorry, the number 11 camera is on package 54. Okay, yeah. And Vicky Spratt is here, so we can do house as well. Oh, do we don't have a third mic, do we? No. Good. Bring her in. Yeah? Fourth mic, yes. Sorry, yes. That's why I'm not an economist. Maybe we should talk about debt. If debt were a political demand, it would cost a certain
It's a bit like no credit limits. So if you so assuming the bond markets value prospects for the UK economy and set an interest rate that they demand in order to compensate themselves for their risk. The UK Chancellor has poor credit because we're not sure how she's going to make her fiscal targets work, then they might charge a higher interest rate. The signs are so far is that they're charging lower interest rates as these weeks, which does suggest that her efforts to appease the buyers and sellers in the bond markets have been reasonably successful. So yes, in that sense, I do think she has some confidence. People look at public services quite often question why they're not working. For example, being in the NHS, there will be more cash in the NHS and the budget. However, I do think we will see sometimes, I don't know exactly what they will look like, but one of the key areas that's been discussed is welfare. Wants to bring down the cost of welfare, we struggle to do it because Labour is very on board with the plan that was announced earlier in the year. But in terms of how you view the big picture of this budget, the Conservatives saying that one of the big problems here is we're just spending too much, the state's too big, we need to reduce the size of it. The Chancellor's rejected it. I think she's not going to have big spending cuts to public services. We want to focus instead on tax rises, because with austerity again, the damage.
That big tax
well, this is something, there's so much about this budget, and what's going to properly do this is a new property tax. It looks like it is worth £2 billion, which are London, which is a Labour strike. How will it affect Labour as a country to I think it's a question of the Chancellor's going to what this is about is reevaluating some of the they have had the since 1991, and as everybody in this country knows, we have had transformation since then. People are assuming that international tax as it's been approved probably won't feel that it's very fair if it's only there tax on the system, which is what was being trailed over. It sounds very complicated, doesn't it? And my understanding, we don't know what she's going to do. My understanding is exactly, but we can't let it might be delayed until people die.
range of
Oh, absolutely. And also people looking at selling just below to make sure they can get a buyer. I think in that sense. What I would say though is that lots of farmers I've spoken to were actually in favour of the initial system because we think it is going to work much more like where in the 90s. It has a possible far proportionally so I think just doing a very we don't know what's happening on stamp duty, but I would say all the rumours about stamp duty